Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Saira Mujtaba with the Midday News. The headlines. Country witnesses significant decline in active COVID caseload and new cases. Nation registers over 1,32,000 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. National COVID recovery rate further improves to 92.48%. India administers over 21 crore 85 lakh COVID vaccine doses to the beneficiaries so far. DCGI relaxes provision of post-approval bridging trials and batch testing of imported COVID vaccines. Government imposes restrictions on the export of amphotericin B injections. Centre introduces new system for processing of insurance claims under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Package Insurance Scheme for health workers fighting COVID-19. Telangana celebrates its 8th Formation Day. President, Vice President and Prime Minister extend greetings. In French Open tennis, defending champion Rafael Nadal moves into the second round, starting his bid for record-breaking 21st Grand Slam title. And Indian cricket team leave for UK today on a marathon tour to play 6 test matches including World Test Championship final against New Zealand. In the wake of COVID-19, we appeal to our listeners not to lower their guard and stay safe and protected by following these 4 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene, and get vaccinated. For providing COVID-related information and guidance to the people, national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075 are operational. And now the news. The country is witnessing a significant sustained decline in active caseload and new COVID cases. The daily recoveries continue to outnumber the daily new cases for the 20th consecutive day. Over 231,000 patients have recovered from coronavirus in the last 24 hours. The recovery rate has further improved to 92.48%. The Health and Family Welfare Minister said the active caseload presently comprises 6.33% of the cumulative positive cases and it is continuously declining. It said decrease of over 1 lakh active cases is registered in the last 24 hours. At present, there are over 17,93,000 active cases. The weekly and daily positivity rate is also declining. The weekly test positivity rate currently stands at 8.21% and the daily positivity rate is at 6.57%. This is the 9th consecutive day the daily positivity rate less than 10% has been registered. So far, over 2 crore 61 lakh patients have already been recovered from this infectious disease. The Union Health Ministry has said over 1,32,000 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours were recorded and a total of 3,207 deaths have also been reported in the country within 24 hours. Indian Council of Medical Research has informed that 20,19,000 COVID tests were conducted yesterday. Drug Controller General of India DCGI has relaxed provision of post-approval bridging trials and batch testing of imported COVID vaccines in a bid to further expedite its availability in the country. The Central Drug Regulator has said that major relaxations are already in place to aid quick and seamless vaccine import. It added that as per the recommendations of the National Expert Group of Vaccine Administration for COVID-19, NEGVAC, the requirement of conducting post-approval bridging clinical trials and the requirement of testing of every batch of the vaccine by the Central Drugs Laboratory CDL, Kasoli, will be exempted. The exemption has been given to vaccines which have already been approved by US FDA, EMA, UK MHRA, PMDA Japan, or which are listed in WHO Emergency Use Listing EUL, and which are well-established vaccines from the standpoint that millions of individuals have already been vaccinated with it. However, the DCGI has informed that scrutiny and review of the summary lot protocol and certificate of analysis of the vaccine batch will still be undertaken by CDL Kasoli. It added that the requirement of assessment of the vaccines on the first 100 beneficiaries for 7 days for safety outcomes, along with other procedures for filing of applications and timelines, will also remain unchanged, as was laid down earlier in the month of April this year. Centre has so far provided both through and free of cost category and through direct state procurement category more than 23 crore COVID vaccine doses to the states and the UTs. Of this, the total consumption, including wastages, is nearly 21 crore 71 lakh doses. The Union Health Minister is informed that around 1 crore 64 lakh COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and UTs to be administered.
India has administered over 21 crore 85 lakh COVID vaccine doses to the beneficiaries so far. The Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said over 23 lakh 97,000 vaccine doses were administered to the beneficiaries in the last 24 hours. With the aim of vaccinating the entire eligible population at the earliest, domestic vaccine production is being steadily ramped up in the country with help from the centre. Our report.
Hafkin Biopharma Maharashtra State PSU is getting ready to produce 22.8 crore doses of Covaxin per annum under technology transfer arrangement with Bharat Biotech. Indian Immunologicals Limited Hyderabad and Bharat Immunologicals and Biologicals Limited Bulandshahr in Uttar Pradesh are the two public enterprises been supported by the Department of Biotechnology under Atmanirbhar Bharat 3.0 Mission COVID Suraksha. Dr. Sandeep Rathod, Managing Director of Hafkin Biopharma, said the company proposes to produce 22.8 crore doses of Covaxin in a year. He said, for undertaking production of Covaxin, Hafkin Biopharma has been provided with 65 crore rupees grant by the centre and 94 crore rupees from the government of Maharashtra. Mr. Rathod said the work is being executed on a war footing. Biotechnology Secretary Dr. Renu Swarup said enhancing vaccine production capacity using public sector's assets will go a long way in building production capacity of vaccines in the country to support the massive vaccination drive. With Sauvagikar, this is Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Punjab, the COVID-19 positivity rate has come down considerably. During the last 24 hours, 2,184 persons were found positive for COVID-19 out of the 59,199 samples tested yesterday. There are 33,444 active cases in the state. Our correspondent reports 5,039 COVID patients were discharged after recovery and 94 COVID deaths were reported from various districts during the last 24 hours. In West Bengal, the total number of new COVID-19 cases went below the 10,000 mark for the first time since 21st of April. According to the State Health Department, 9,424 new cases have been reported yesterday, with 137 fresh fatalities. Nearly 18,000 persons were discharged from hospitals, taking the recovery rate to 93.2%. Over 1 crore 49 lakh persons have been vaccinated against COVID-19 in the state till 1st of June.
The Union Territory of Puducherry reported 867 new COVID-19 cases today, taking the total number of positive cases to 10,166. This is the fifth consecutive day that the state has seen new COVID cases under 1,000. More in this report.
As on today, 1,487 persons are treated in hospitals and 8,679 are in home isolation. 1,393 persons discharged and 17 died. Following the fresh cases, the total number of active cases now stands at 1,06,299 and on the other hand, 94,566 persons are recovered. The recovery rate stands at 88.96%. The fatality rate is 1.47% and the test positivity rate is 9.47%. Till today, 2,69,757 persons took their vaccination. Meanwhile, the Lieutenant Governor Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan inaugurated a street corner vaccination program. Chandra Mohan, AIR News, Puducherry.
Madhya Pradesh reported 987 active cases of mucormycosis. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has said that special attention has been paid to the treatment of mucormycosis in the state and to ensure timely delivery of amphotericin B and other medicines to every hospital that is treating it. Other welfare measures have also been undertaken by state government. More from a Bhopal correspondent.
The State Cabinet approved the implementation of Mukhyamantri COVID-19 Yodha Kalyan scheme for the period of 2 months for personnel serving like warriors in prevention of COVID-19 epidemic. The Cabinet also gave approval to various points of the COVID-19 Bal Kalyan scheme and Mukhyamantri COVID-19 Vishesh Anugrah Yojana. Out of 20,303 active patients of corona in the state, 12,906 patients are in home isolation. So far, 11,341 COVID patients have been treated free of cost under the Mukhyamantri COVID Upchar Yojana. Pooja Bhivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
The Bihar government has cancelled leave of all doctors and health officials till 15th of this month in view of the prevailing COVID pandemic in the state. Meanwhile, the state is witnessing a sharp decline in fresh COVID cases. The state's recovery rate has risen to over 97%, while the positivity rate has declined to 1.08%. The number of active cases is also decreasing and presently stands at 14,250. Over 6,88,000 people have so far recovered from the infection. 1,174 fresh COVID cases were reported in the state in the last 24 hours and 3,100 people recovered yesterday. Over 1,490,000 people have been vaccinated in the state so far. In Bihar, all shops and business establishments opened today after 28 days. The government has allowed business activities on alternate days from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. The lockdown in the state will continue till the 8th of June. Ration shops, dairy, vegetables and meat shops will remain open during this time every day. As per the revised guidelines, all government offices will function every day till 4 p.m. with 25% attendance. Private and non-government offices will remain closed. Banks will function till 2 p.m.
Business activities have begun in Rajasthan after modified lockdown guidelines came into force this morning. Markets opened in most districts till 11 a.m. today. The positivity rate in the state yesterday was less than 2%. The recovery rate in the state has now reached 95%. Meanwhile, the state government is directed to start post-COVID clinics and post-COVID wards in dedicated COVID hospitals at the district level in view of the post-COVID complications. More in this report.
In the order issued by the Principal Secretary of Health Department, it has been said that after recovering from COVID, patients are facing many problems apart from black fungus. These include respiratory distress, mental trauma and cardiac, kidney and liver diseases. Counseling and treatment of such patients would be done by setting up a separate post-COVID clinic in main COVID dedicated hospital of the district. Ayush medicines and yoga will also be used in treatment of such patients. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has appealed to the Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan to intervene immediately in operationalizing integrated vaccine complex at Chengalpat near Chennai. Reiterating this request through a letter today, the Chief Minister said that requests were placed by him and also the representatives of the state government to enable the state government to identify a suitable partner to operate it at the earliest. Pointing out the union government's intention to bring a partner on its own to operate the plant, he said that the need of the hour is to ensure that there should be no further delay in the process. The COVID-triggered lockdown in various states, including Tamil Nadu, has made strolling for a leisurely morning walk for the public a very arduous task. The morning walkers agree to the necessity of the curbs, though many say they really miss their daily routine. It is especially so in the case of the elderly people who treasure their walking together. However, a group of elderly people from a senior citizens' home in Coimbatore have found an alternative to utilize their spare time in a positive manner. They have launched a web-based radio station by the name Tapovani, airing special programs that keep themselves busy and full of humor. A report.
The popular notion about the senior citizens may be about their health issues, difficulties in mobility and the lonely feeling of living away from their loved ones. But the 74-year-old Dr. Sridhar, who is credited with launching the country's first community radio at Anna University in Chennai, and a former radio man who worked with the public broadcaster in Chennai and New Delhi, chooses to differ. He has inspired a group of senior citizens who live in a home for the aged in Coimbatore to launch a web-based radio station called Tapovani, which has made the inmates buying for time in producing interesting radio capsules and broadcasting them from a simple studio setup.
We have no other way. We can't even go out for a walk. So I was thinking, why not? They have talent, they have got ideas, they have got experience. Senior citizens, they have got still some more energy. Take us ahead. So I requested some of the senior citizens to sing a song or to narrate a story like old day grandma stories, dialogue within themselves, being a radio man. And then once they started doing that, I even requested them to start editing the programs.
The senior citizens now eye for expanding their footprint by way of launching 20 such web radio stations at different places by involving their peers from across India. They have also tied up with the Azhagappa University in Karaikudi, Tamil Nadu to make it a subject of research, thereby winning over the COVID lockdown-led boredom. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
The government has imposed restrictions on the export of amphotericin B injections. The antifungal injections are used in the treatment of mucormycosis. In a notification issued by the Director General of Foreign Trade, the amphotericin B injections have been put in the restricted from free category. Ace tennis player Vishal Uppal has appealed to the people to get vaccinated. Speaking to AI News, the Davis Cupper said the vaccine is necessary not for oneself but also for our families and the nation.
I would like to request everyone out there to please go and get vaccinated. It is very important for your own health and for the health of all your family members, your friends, your loved ones. Please encourage everyone else also to get the vaccine done. If we have to beat the pandemic of coronavirus and if we have to get our country back on track, the economy back on track, then we have to make sure we get vaccinated so we can get on with our lives. It is very, very important that everyone get vaccinated. Jai Hind.
The centre has been disseminating awareness of 4 national helpline numbers created for the benefit of the citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. Information and Broadcasting Ministry is promoting awareness about these helpline numbers through its various departments. The national helpline of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare for COVID-related queries is 1075. The child helpline number for Ministry of Women and Child Development is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number of the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment is 14567. The helpline number of National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, for psychological support is 080 4611 0007. You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Country witnesses significant decline in active COVID caseload and new cases. Nation registers over 1,32,000 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. National COVID recovery rate further improves to 92.48%. India administers over 21 crore 85 lakh COVID vaccine doses to the beneficiaries so far. DCGI relaxes provision of post-approval bridging trials and batch testing of imported COVID vaccines. Government imposes restrictions on the export of amphotericin B injections. Centre introduces new system for processing of insurance claims under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Package Insurance Scheme for health workers fighting COVID-19. Telangana celebrates its 8th Formation Day. President, Vice President and Prime Minister extend greetings. And in French Open tennis, defending champion Rafael Nadal moves into second round, starting his bid for record-breaking 21st Grand Slam title. And Indian cricket team to leave for UK today on a marathon tour to play 6 test matches including World Test Championship final against New Zealand. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे. Welcome back. You're listening to the Midday News. The third rendition of India's Sustainable Development Goals SDG Index will be launched by Niti Aayog tomorrow. First launched in December 2018, the index has become the primary tool for monitoring progress on the SDGs in the country and has simultaneously fostered competition among the states and union territories by ranking them on the global goals. Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Dr. Rajiv Kumar will launch the SDG Index and Dashboard 2020-21 in the presence of Member Health Dr. Vinod Paul, CEO Amitabh Kant and Advisor SDGs Sanyukta Samadar.
Design and develop a Niti Aayog, the preparation of the index follows extensive consultations with the primary stakeholders, the states and union territories, the UN agencies led by United Nations in India, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, and the key union ministries. The centre has introduced a new system for processing of the insurance claims provided under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Package PMGKP insurance scheme for the health workers fighting COVID-19. The Union Health Ministry in a statement said the states and other stakeholders had been raising the matter and the processing of the insurance claims was getting delayed. It said with a view to streamline and simplify the processing of the insurance claims, it has been decided to start a new system for approval of claims.
The Union Cabinet today approved the Model Tenancy Act for circulation to all states and union territories for adaptation by way of enacting fresh legislation or amending existing rental laws suitably. It will help overhaul the legal framework with respect to rental housing across the country, which would help spur its overall growth. More from our correspondent.
The Model Tenancy Act aims at creating a vibrant, sustainable and inclusive rental housing market in the country. It will enable creation of adequate rental house stock for all the income groups, thereby addressing the issue of homelessness. Model Tenancy Act will enable institutionalization of rental housing by gradually shifting it towards the formal market. The Model Tenancy Act will facilitate unlocking of vacant houses for rental housing purposes. It is expected to give a fillip to private participation in rental housing as a business model for addressing the huge housing shortage. Anupamish, AR News, Delhi.
The Cabinet has given its ex post facto approval for signing and ratification of an agreement on cooperation in the field of mass media between all the member states of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The agreement was signed in June 2019. The agreement shall promote equal and mutually beneficial cooperation among associations in the field of mass media. Each side shall, on the basis of reciprocity, facilitate the activities, thereby ensuring equity.
Cabinet today approved Memorandum of Cooperation MOC between India and Japan in the field of sustainable urban development. A joint working group JWG will be constituted to strategize and implement programs on cooperation under framework of the MOC. The joint working group will meet once in a year, alternately in Japan and in India. The cooperation under this MOC will commence on the date of its signature and continue for a period of 5 years. Thereafter, it may be renewed automatically for further successive periods of 5 years at a time. Cabinet also approved Memorandum of Understanding between India and Argentine Republic on cooperation in the field of mineral resources. Telangana is celebrating its 8th Formation Day today. Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao has hoisted the national flag at Pragati Bhavan, the camp office of the Chief Minister of Hyderabad, this morning, with limited dignitaries attending the official program. He also paid homage to the martyrs who laid their life during the agitation for the statehood. State ministers hoisted the national flag at the official programs held at all districts. Our Hyderabad correspondent has the details.
On this day in 2014, Telangana attained statehood after a long struggle and bifurcation of the then Andhra Pradesh. The state was formed based on the principles of utilizing due share of resources, especially water, funds and employment opportunities to the people of Telangana. Governor Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan wished the people of the state a great success on the path of progress and prosperity. Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao in a message said the state excelled in all sectors and became the pride of the nation during the past 7 years. Various political parties in the state also celebrated the Formation Day. Lakshmi, AR News, Hyderabad.
President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have greeted the people of Telangana on their State Formation Day. Karnataka produced 153.08 lakh tons of food grains during 2020-21 and has set a target of 135.48 lakh tons cultivation in the year 2021-22. The State Agriculture Minister, B.C. Patil, has informed that the Agriculture Department has sufficient stock of fertilizers and seeds to meet the demands of farmers who are in anticipation of the southwest monsoon. More details from our Bengaluru correspondent.
State is placed in a comfortable position regarding the stock of DAP fertilizer and urea. The state has set up 690 rentals at the state level and 210 such centers at the village level to rent out machineries to the farmers involved in mechanized farming. Agriculture Minister has informed that flower, fruit and vegetable farmers impacted by the COVID second wave are compensated for the loss of their produce. A sum of 15.23 crore rupees relief is paid to 36,327 farmers. The farmers can now avail farm loans from the cooperatives, for which a sum of 21,000 crore rupees is allocated. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
A 500-bed COVID care hospital set up by the Defence Research and Development Organisation (DRDO) in Haldwani was virtually inaugurated today by Uttarakhand Chief Minister Tirath Singh Rawat. This facility comprises 375 oxygen beds and 125 ICU beds with ventilators. The centre will become fully operational from tomorrow. It has been dedicated and named after the late General Bipin Chandra Joshi, who belonged to Uttarakhand and was the 17th Chief of the Indian Army. Justice retired Arun Kumar Mishra today took charge as the Chairman of the National Human Rights Commission (NHRC) in New Delhi. President Ramnath Kovind appointed Justice Mishra as the Justice Arun Mishra retired as Supreme Court Judge in September last year.
In the French Open tennis, defending champion Rafael Nadal has stormed into the second round. Starting his bid for the record-breaking 21st Grand Slam title, the third-seeded Spaniard defeated Australia's 63rd ranked Alexei Popyrin 6-3, 6-2, 7-6 in the first round match. Nadal will take on Frenchman Richard Gasquet in the second round. World number 1 Novak Djokovic also kicked off his bid for a 19th Grand Slam title with a straight sets win over US player Tennis Sangre 6-2, 6-4, 6-2 in the first round. Earlier, Swiss tennis maestro Roger Federer stormed into the second round, beating Uzbekistan's Denis Istomin. In the women's draw, world number 1 Ashley Barty has cruised into the next round after beating American player Bernarda Pera. The Indian cricket team is leaving for UK today and is scheduled to reach London tomorrow. The International Cricket Council (ICC) is yet to mention the exact length of India's isolation period in Southampton. The Indian men's and women's cricket squads travelling to England have got an approval by the UK government for the families of the players and support staff to accompany them. The team will be playing 6 tests in England from June 18th, while the women's test side will face the host in a one-off match before playing 6 white ball games. Today is the death anniversary of legendary showman Raj Kapoor. Born as Shrishti Nath Kapoor, the late Raj Kapoor dabbled in many forms of filmmaking, including acting, directing and producing. His most loved films include Barsat, Avara, Shri 420, Sangam, Teri Kasam, Mera Naam Joker and Bobby. Apart from India, Raj Kapoor is still being loved by film watchers in Russia and other countries of the world. Mani Ratnam, the visual wizard, turns 65 today. Known for his films that have mellifluous music and gorgeous visuals, Mani carved out a niche for himself in the entertainment arena. His films like Nayakan, Roja, Bombay Iruvar and Dil Se have left an indelible mark in the memory of Indian cineastas. Mani made films mostly in Tamil language and also in Hindi, Telugu, Malayalam and Kannada.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The minimum temperature was 22 degrees and maximum will go up to 37 degrees Celsius. In Mumbai, rain or thunderstorm would occur towards afternoon or evening. Chennai will see mainly clear sky and Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Country witnesses significant decline in active COVID case load and new cases. Nation registers over 1,32,000 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. National COVID recovery rate further improves to 92.48%. India administers over 21 crore 85 lakh COVID vaccine doses to the beneficiaries so far. DCGI relaxes provision of post-approval bridging trials and batch testing of imported COVID vaccines. Government imposes restrictions on the export of amphotericin B injections. Centre introduces new system for processing of insurance claims under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Package Insurance Scheme for health workers fighting COVID-19. Telangana celebrates its 8th Formation Day. President, Vice President and Prime Minister extend greetings. In French Open tennis, defending champion Rafael Nadal moves into the second round, starting his bid for record-breaking 21st Grand Slam title. And Indian cricket team to leave for UK today on a marathon tour to play 6 test matches, including World Test Championship final against New Zealand. And with that, we end the Midday News.